Hello and welcome to Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. Now before we get on with today's video, I just wanted to let you all know that I've almost hit 10,000 plays or views, whatever, which I'm very pleased with, so thank you all for tuning in and checking out my stuff. It's really cool. Now one of the regular commenters and watchers, Brendan, has asked me to throw together a top 15. Like albums, but trying to sum it down to just 15 was far too difficult, and 15 turned into 20, 20 turned into 25, and long story short, it's now at 50. So to celebrate 10,000 views, which is hopefully reached by the end of tonight, over the following 10 days I'll be posting a little video with 5 albums each. See, 5 times 10, 50. That's that maths again. Fucking hell, am I talented. But yeah, so there'll be a little 10-part series where I'll be going through my top 50. And just so you all know, it's not going to be in any particular order. It's not going to be filled with albums that I think people should be in there. This is going to be my top 50. If you don't like it, make your own. It's not going to be EPs, it's not going to be live albums, it's not going to be splits, it's not going to be demo / 7-inch compilations or anything like that. It's just going to be official, full lengths, no bootlegs, just full on top 50 albums. So I'm looking forward to smashing them out 5 at a time, like I said, remember. You're a sharp lot, I'll give you that. So, with no further ado, until then, it is time we speak about the Germans. And the Germans I have in mind today are Nyctophobic and their album War Criminal Views. This is an absolute grindcore classic, a hidden gem that not enough people are talking about. And I should know myself, it was only in the past few years that I found these guys. And these are one of those bands where I heard it and then suddenly thought, how did this slip past me? Like, this is pretty much what sort of stuff that I'm constantly spinning and looking for. And this album came out in 1996. So I was about 15, 16 years late to the game. So, but we got there in the end. Here it is. So, got the little, there's the guys on the back there. And throughout, we've got your lyrics and photos from like different, like Vietnam and whatnot, and the lyrical content is pretty much what you would expect from grindcore bands. It's sort of a lot of social commentary, environmental issues, mass media and the mind control thereof. Big corporations, war, eugenics, religion and anti-religion, all that kind of thing. Very upfront, in the face. Pretty cool lyrics as well. I mean, they're not all printed in the booklet, which is a shame because that's quite annoying. Like 2 of the songs aren't printed in there. But what can you do? Is what it is. Now, the one drawback from this album is the long outro at the end. It's just static. Just going. As you can imagine, that gets tedious very quickly. And I'm sure there is some artistic choice behind it. It's like, let's be honest, mate, you wanted to make your album longer. And instead of doing another song, you just wasted our time with some static. But is what it is. Now, have another look at that. Oh, yeah. There's some really cool photos in here throughout, as I'm sure you saw a few of them. There's this one on the CD, which has been overused by grindcore bands for ages. As far as I'm concerned, Infest own that picture. I don't know which one came out first exactly, but, it's Infest. What are you supposed to do? And then you've got a couple of Hueys there that, oh yeah, doing their thing. Now, musically, even though there is absolutely zero gore throughout this record, I do get a very big surgical disembowelment vibe, like a Dead Infection. And it's very much to that sort of, even down to the tuning, the guitar sound, the drum beats, there's a lot of those punky cross stick beats that you hear a lot in like drum and bass and stuff. That's all, you know, so it's a lot of that going on. You've got 17 tracks. One's a intro, this is an instrumental, but really heavy. It goes fast when it needs to. It doesn't really go slow at all. It has a very cool mid pace for the majority of the album, but when the speed does kick in, that becomes the name of the game, and it is really cool. Production's really good. Every musician on here pretty much shines through. They do their job as much as you'd expect them to. The bass sounds cool. It's got that really sort of distorted, minging kind of sound to it, like it's being played in a rubbish bin or something. So I'm all about that. You know, I love that roughness. All rough around the edges. Got to be done. So yeah, pretty standard grind stuff. The vocals are cool, but the only sort of thing, and you know, I'm used to this in grind anyway, but there'll be like a perfect sentence of like 17 syllables, and then putting on the Barney Greenway highs going, yeah. Apparently that's the whole sentence. It's like, a bit more effort would have been nice, but it is what it is. If that's what they're going for, go for it. But for the most part, it's an absolutely cracking album. And it's not like those bits are bad or anything. It's just like, you've got some pretty cool lyrics here with some really cool meaning behind it. And a lot of it isn't getting like utilised properly, or, you know, but hey, you know, like I always say, it's their art form. It ain't for me to tell them how to do it. But other than that, this is an absolute gem. If you like your grindcore, like the early works of Nazem, and maybe the sort of a little bit twist of like the sort of Utopia Banished kind of era of Napalm Death. Not too much. It's not a Napalm Death clone by any means. Like I said, this is a lot closer to sounding like Dead Infection, just minus the gore, and not the sort of Chapter of Accidents sort of era onwards either, when they really grinded it up. Now, this is definitely leans a lot more into that early death metal style, as you would hear on the demos of like World Full of Remains, etc. But I can't recommend this album enough. It's really cool. Like I say, it's very slept on. So Nyctophobic, War Criminal Views. It's just a banger. So whack that on. Tell me what you think. Have you heard it before? Did you ever catch them live? Did you not like it? Tell me what you think. You know, let's get some dialogue going. Oh yeah. So thank you for tuning in today, and I'll catch you tomorrow when we hopefully start my 10-part series on Aaron's Top 50. So support the underground. Stay safe.